Enjoy the convenience of 7 days a week banking and extended hours with Cube from First Arkansas Bank and Trust. Member FDIC. It's time for From the Short Grass with Trey Schaap, a golf podcast for those who love golf, struggle with golf, and just like to enjoy the outdoors and fellowship with friends, all while chasing a ball around trying to put it in a 4 1/4 inch diameter hole. From the Short Grass is brought to you by Stevens Incorporated, an independent financial services firm with the freedom to focus on what matters most. Blackman Auctions. For over 80 years, better auctions have always been Blackman Auctions. Beechwood Pinnacle Hotels. We partner with you to deliver high-yield results by managing, developing, and investing in top-quality hospitality assets. And now, from the Short Grass, here is your host, Trey Schaap.
Welcome to this edition of From the Short Grass. The 150th Open is taking place this week. Tiger Woods back at his, quote, favorite course, St. Andrews. If this is going to be Tiger Woods' final Open at St. Andrews, Tiger Woods said he won't be sad that it's over. He's just happy that he made it back to be able to play this year. Woods played his first Open at St. Andrews, won his first Claret Jug at St. Andrews, and yes, calls it his favorite course in the world. If I had to bet, and sometimes I do when playing around a golf, but if I had to bet, Tiger Woods will make the cut at the Open Championship this year. Think about it. It's a flat course. The weather is not supposed to be terribly bad. And if he can avoid bunkers, which that is the only thing that I think kind of in the back of my mind has me thinking maybe he doesn't make the cut, is if he has too many shots out of those bunkers, trying to get into those bunkers with that one bad leg and bad ankle, can he do it to where he's able to make a swing at a shot if he's in a bunker? Remember, when he won his first Claret Jug at St. Andrews, he didn't find a bunker the entire 72 holes. If he does that this week, Tiger Woods will make the cut. That would be 3 cuts in 3 majors played for Tiger Woods. Got a great episode of From the Short Grass. We're going to talk with Patrick Sullivan. He is currently an assistant golf coach with the Little Rock Trojans, and they have had quite a bit of success the last couple of years. Patrick joins us after the break. Want to tell you about our good friends at Beechwood Pinnacle Hotels. Matthew Allen, Blair Allen, the great guys over there, they take care of you, and they know how to manage hotel properties. If you need a great place to stay, go on their website, bphotels.com, and find one of their great properties to stay in. We're back after this.
This is Thomas Blackman of Blackman Auctions. You all know by now I'm not a good golfer, but my son loves the game and he and I have been playing more. I've got my score down to, I've quit playing a scramble on every hole. I'm using the bunker rake much less than I used to, and a lot of the time I hit my drives past the women's tee box. All of my success in golf can directly be tied to me listening to From the Short Grass. Without it, I would not be the golfer I am today. Trey, you owe me $20 for that. Trey knows golf, I know auctions. Come see us at blackmanauctions.com. Since 1938, better auctions are Blackman Auctions.
With all the decisions you need to make about what to do in El Dorado, finding a place to stay is an easy one. The Haywood is uniquely positioned to make your stay one to treasure. Located in the historic Union Square district of El Dorado, the Haywood offers luxurious accommodations that feature contemporary, colorful rooms with high-quality bedding, comfortable baths with walk-in showers, and a spacious workspace with stylish plantation shutters that are unique additions to the stunning decor in a non-smoking environment. Make the Haywood your home away from home the next time you visit El Dorado.
Strength is measured not by the number of accounts. Strength is placing value on relationships. It's having the vision and the guts to invest in growth. It's the commitment to responsibly manage your money. At Stevens, we believe that our strengths build success, not only for us, but for our clients. Stevens, member NYSE, SIPC. Welcome back to this edition of From the Short Grass. I am Trey Schaap. Patrick Sullivan took up the game of golf at a very young age and followed in his father's footsteps of playing the game. Learned the game and excelled at the game. And now he sits down with me here on From the Shortgrass. On the tee, Patrick Sullivan. Patrick, thanks for joining me on From the Shortgrass. You are an assistant golf coach with the Little Rock Trojans, but you got started playing golf at a very young age. How old were you when you first picked up a golf club?
There's pictures of me when I was probably less than a year old.
Still in diapers.
Still in diapers. Yeah, my dad always played, so I just grew up around the game. So, I know there's a picture of me. Probably, I don't think I could even walk yet, holding a putter and a golf ball. Like
when you were growing up, did you feel like you were forced to play the game, or it was something that you wanted to do?
No, it was absolutely something I wanted to do. My dad never forced me to do anything. It's just always whenever he was going to the golf course, I'd want to go too, and then it just turned into later 10, 11, 12 years old, Dad dropped me off the golf course. That's what I'd go hang out with my friends and do all that. So absolutely never forced to do that.
Grew up in Central Arkansas, graduated from Catholic high school, and I noticed on your Twitter account that you say that you are the greatest athlete to ever come out of Catholic high school.
Yeah, that kind of came out of a joke with Matt Mabry. Somebody on Twitter, said who's the best athlete to ever come out of your high school, and I think I can't remember how it started. I may have poked him or whatever like that because we both graduated from Catholic as well, and it got kind of into a funny back and forth. And I think a lot of people, I've gotten comments on it from people that don't understand that at all. And I just kind of left it up there. So I put it up there after we'd kind of gotten into the back and forth. And it was kind of a funny thing in between us. And it's still up there. I guess I hadn't deleted it yet.
Well, it says CHS. So some people could take that as Central High School, Cabot High School, Conway High School. But no, it's Catholic high school.
Then, to me, there's only one CHS.
Really?
Yeah, hey, it's Catholic High.
So, Matt Mabry, you two guys have something in common besides Catholic High School. Maumelle Classic champions. You have put on a green jacket.
Yep. The funny thing is I don't even have any of my green jackets. So, I'm pretty sure that Kerry has them. And so
he never got them to you?
No, I got them, and then they had to borrow one for a trophy ceremony or something, and I just never went back and got it back. So I'm pretty sure that the Maumelle Classic champion is putting on my jacket on 18 green every year.
Well, I will say this, and this is not to brag or anything, but the year that I was fortunate enough to win, when I tried to put it on, someone needs to tell the champion when it's that hot out there, you need to go ice down your arms before you try to put that jacket on, because you cannot slip a jacket over your sweaty arms.
No, it's definitely not the time to be wearing a sport coat. I mean, especially after grinding 18 holes on that back nine.
On that course?
Yeah, exactly.
What do you remember about your championships there?
I don't remember much. I won two. I don't remember much about one of them. Actually, for some reason, I was digging around in my man cave last night, and I came across the scoreboard of the one I don't remember. I think I shot 209 or something like that. Like, I played really good and won like by 5 or something. And the one I really remember and is my best friend Luke Bakke, who I grew up with. We played golf together, played college golf together, still best friends 20-something years later. We always tell this story is we were grinding, and we were both playing really, really good. And after 2 rounds, we were 7 or 8 shots clear of the field. And at that time, we finished, the back nine is the front nine. So we're finishing on that side. And we were grinding, and everybody was there. I mean, all the carts and everything. You've won the Maumelle Classic. You know how much that membership really embraces that tournament, and how many spectators can get out there for that final group. And so we were grinding out, and Luke had played a lot of golf out there, so everybody kind of knew the two of us really well.
Right.
I think I had like a 1-shot lead on number 17, which is actual number 8, coming across the water there.
Par 3, downhill.
Yep.
Pond on the right,
short, and they had that pin tucked right in that little bowl, short, like not much room for error. I hit one in there about 15 feet, and it's a good shot. It's like, okay, all right, 1-shot lead, hit it in there about 15 feet, and Luke hits it, and it's right at the flag, and it comes up just short, hits the wall, goes in the water. I can kind of breathe now, like, okay, we were fun, but we were very competitive, so we wanted to beat each other. So we go down there, thinking, okay, he's gonna hit it up there. Worst case, he gets it up and down. I got 2 shots.
Yeah, he makes bogey.
Yeah, he makes bogey. He goes down the drop circle, drops. I'm kind of by that time, I'm kind of walking up to the green. He hits this wedge shot in there.
Oh, no,
lands
I know where
just
this
past
is
the
going.
hole, spins back, right in the bottom of the hole.
Par.
Saves par. And, of course, I've got this 15-footer now, if it's 15 feet. I hit a pretty good shot in there. And, of course, I hit this terrible putt up there. And we both make par. Everybody just goes absolutely crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Luke's doing the Hell Irwin, running around the lake, giving high fives to everybody, and it's just like, now I'm standing on 9T.
With a one-shot lead.
With a one-shot lead. Like, I should be leading by 2 or 3 right now. Like, what happened?
Right.
And I hit it. I hit a good tee shot, and I actually hit a pretty good shot in there. A 2-putt from about 6 feet or something to win. I hit it in there pretty close, and he missed like a 15-20 footer, and so it's like 6 feet, and I ran this thing like 3 feet by.
Oh no! So
and everybody's over there like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I made that one, but that's one we just always tell, because I played enough rounds with Luke Bach. He always does something like that.
You two went to Little Rock when Norwood was the golf coach there. You won the 2005 Sun Belt Conference individual tournament that year. What do you remember about that?
I remember, first off, I remember not really knowing. I was a good junior player, not a great junior player. But I knew I wanted to play. I always had this drive in me, like I wanted to play golf. And no coaches were knocking on my door. And I still remember getting in touch with Coach Norwood and begging him to let me walk on, and I still remember to this day, and I give him a hard time every now and then, is to this day he was like, you sure you want to come on? There's other schools that I can help get you on, that were a little bit lower schools, and I was like, no, I want to come on. I don't care if I don't play. I want, I think I'm good enough, and I want to work, and I don't want to go to a lower school. I want to go to a Division I school. Obviously, I knew Luke was playing there, and we had a good team, and I wasn't good enough that first year. I remember I didn't play good. I redshirted. That next year, got a little bit better. Kind of got in the lineup. Was probably essentially 5-man. Didn't travel to every event, but most of them. And then just kind of kept making progress. And my third year there, I started seeing a lot of progress. I had lost in a playoff at our home event, stuff like that. And then the third year was just kind of where I kind of really started figuring stuff out and started playing good and was really confident with what I was doing. And I had a really good year the whole year. I think I'd won our home event by like 8 shots, something like that, and just played really good. And so going in conference, I knew
You felt good.
I felt really good, yeah. And it was just a good week. I just kind of maybe I don't think I really had my best stuff, but I had some really good and it was just, but I just knew, like, if I just go out and just execute and play well, I'll win. And I think I ended up winning by a couple, and it was just kind of, that was just a really cool experience to be able to do. And, unfortunately our team didn't play that well really that whole year. And
when did you know that, yes, I've got this now? And what was that like?
I think it was probably, definitely into my kind of redshirt sophomore year when I was able to start putting rounds together. I always, prided myself. I felt like I was, I didn't never really felt like I had as much natural talent as a lot of people. So I felt like I had to outwork people, and having somebody like Luke was kind of the same way. We'd grind. We had, then we created that like partnership, and we kind of push each other, and I think just kind of that redshirt sophomore year, just kind of that stuff is kind of, it's like, okay, like, I can start putting rounds together, and then the confidence builds, and it's like, okay, this is a little bit easier. I mean, everything gets harder as you get on, but it's like now I'm going out there and shooting even par and feeling like I left shots out there, and it's probably kind of right around in there. And then definitely by the time I came back from my junior year, I was like, okay, I'm going to have a good year. I kind of had pretty high expectations.
So growing up, you knew that golf was going to be in your life probably until you leave the earth, basically. But you decided that you wanted to try and make it a career as well.
Yeah.
Take me through the process after college of turning professional and trying to get on to the tours.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was probably that sophomore years, especially towards the end of it. I started thinking about, what am I going to do after college? Is that an opportunity? Obviously, with the students that I work with now, even my younger students, they all say they want to play PGA Tour.
Everybody does.
Everybody does. We all when we go out and we're practicing as kids, we're making that putt to win the U.S. Open or whatever it might be. We always have that dream. But about that sophomore year, redshirt sophomore year, is like, that may be a possibility. Like start thinking about that. And it's like, obviously I've got to get a lot better, but I can see myself at least giving it a try, right? And then definitely into that next year. And I'd actually had an opportunity come up after that year, after I'd won conference that, at that point I was like, okay, I'm going to play professional, and I had one more year of eligibility left. And I was like, that's definitely something that I want to do. How am I going to be able to afford it? It just happened that an opportunity came up at that time for a job opportunity working for Sidney Frank of Grey Goose Vodka. He started Grey Goose and had sold it, and he was an older gentleman, 85 years old, lived in New York, loved golf, loved investing in golf, and wanted to really invest in guys' lives, college kids' lives, post-college kids, to help them kind of on their journey for professional golf. And so what he created essentially like this team of guys that he paid, came out and they played and practiced, and he, would follow around every day, just because he wasn't physically able to play golf anymore, but he could kind of play, through us.
Sure.
Essentially. And it was just too good of an opportunity, especially knowing what I wanted to do. It's like, okay, I can do this. I can go live in New York in the summer. I can go to San Diego in the winter and not have to worry about weather and start building that career, and start, have that opportunity. Obviously the financial backing would be there as well. And it was such a great opportunity. And, Luke got the job as well. He actually was the one that got me the job. He'd got it before. And there's a story. We went out to visit him in San Diego, and that's, it was kind of, we're not ever going to meet Mr. Frank. It was just kind of that way. And they ended up needing one guy last minute to play golf one morning, and he came and woke me up. He was like, hey, you're going to play golf with us. And I met Mr. Frank that way, and, he offered me a job, and it was just, for me, it was just a too good of an opportunity to pass up. And knowing what, for me, I'd accomplished a lot of stuff that I wanted to in college, and by that point, I was kind of like looking towards the future, and that was just a way that I could get a great experience, but also, build towards that future.
So you made it to the Korn Ferry Tour.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough to stay there.
It's very tough to stay there. I definitely went a long way to get there. I turned pro in 2006. Worked for Mr. Frank for a year. Unfortunately, he passed away, but was able to set us up, very well financially. He was just an awesome human being. I mean, just a blessing to have. Played for about 2006 through 2010, bouncing around many tours, Adams Tour, Hooters Tour, going to Q School every year. Made it to second stage a couple times. At that point, I was getting married, and it's just kind of like, man, I hadn't made it past second stage of Q School. Money's running dry. I'm getting married. Okay, maybe I just need to settle down, and actually took a job working at a couple of country clubs around here as an assistant golf professional. Quit playing, thinking, I'm done, And after about 5 years of being an assistant golf professional, it's a lot of work and not much pay. And
right.
I realized it was not really where my passion was. It's not really something that I was really wanting to do full time, and I was really kind of stuck in that. I kept playing a little bit, not actually, I just tried to keep up my game. Obviously, I played in some local, assistant PGA events, kind of, that kind of stuff. But I just really felt this want to go try it one more time. It's like I felt like I didn't really leave it on good terms. I felt like I just kind of quit on it a little bit, just because it was kind of the thing you got to do. And so I think in 2015, I quit my job, started really playing again, went back, played mini tours for a couple of years, went to Q School. I think I got to second stage one of the next 2 years. I actually played some really good golf. I would say during that stretch was probably some of the best golf that I played.
The Trojans, back-to-back trips to the NCAA tournament. Last year, getting through to the championships out of the Stillwater Regional. This year, not able to make it to the championships at Greyhawk, but a conference championship this past year, and that was impressive.
Yeah, I mean, it's just fun to be a part of. I just remember towards the end of, so got through final stage, played terrible that year, went back in with the old mindset of, okay, last chance, I'm going to go through Q school, got through again, got starts, played a whole year, played terrible again, lost my card, and went back to Q school. The third time, I guess it was 2019 or something. I think it was 2019. And I remember I'd kept up with, knew Jake and obviously knew all the guys and kind of kept up with them. And, Jake and I were talking, he's like, what are you going to do after you get done? And, I'd kind of started to teach a little bit on the side and stuff like that. And I was like, well, I don't know. He's like, well, if you want to come help me out, I'd love to have you. And I was like, that'd actually be kind of fun to to do. And so I remember I actually helped him out our event before I made it through first stage, and before second stage I went and was the assistant coach at the event. And none of the guys really knew me that well and probably didn't listen to anything I said.
Who's this guy?
And, who's this guy? And so he went second stage and just missed out at second stage, and I was kind of like, okay, I'm done. All right, cool. I really didn't, I'd had a piece about it, and so I went back and that next semester is like, okay, where we got into really getting to know the guys and kind of really helping out and helping them out, and 2 or 3 events in, COVID hits and it's done.
Yeah.
So I was pretty much, I think I was the curse on that season, but definitely, moving on that next year, creating those relationships with the guys, really helping them, hopefully helping them progress and develop, and adding, hopefully a little bit of that competitive side, that competitive background, and helping them along. But just seeing them the last 2 years has just been, I'm just so proud of them.
You teach now too.
Mm-hmm.
How can people get in contact with you if they would like to take lessons?
They just find me on Instagram, Patrick Sullivan Golf on Instagram. Just reach out, DM me. That's kind of been a huge passion. Like, I love seeing players develop, and because I know what it takes to do that. Essentially I did that with myself, obviously, but being able to help them through and avoid some of those pitfalls that I fell into, you know what I mean, and seeing them develop and progress, and that's been so fun, both with my students and then with the team as well. Like, it's just, it's been kind of a blessing being able to get away from the competitive. Doesn't mean I'm not competitive, and I think about it every now and then, but then I think about, no, I'm not going to travel that much.
Yeah.
I'm done. But being able to kind of, see other, help other people out in that journey, it's been just a blessing.
One tip that you could give an amateur, let's say something that's simple and easy that's out there to help them get off a tee, what would it be?
Ooh. I think a lot of you're gonna put me on the spot. I'm not sure if there's any really one thing. I think that's one thing that I've learned is there's a lot of different ways to do it. Everything is individual. I think just the ability to have good rhythm. I think a lot of people struggle with that a little bit. I think structure and rhythm in a golf swing is paramount. But it's hard to just pinpoint one thing, and that's, it's easy to give that Golf Digest tip, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't work for everybody. And that's one thing that I just try to preach with my students is something I'm telling somebody is not necessarily what you see on YouTube is not necessarily what you need to be working on, and I have students that I come in, you've been watching YouTube, haven't you? Like, yeah, I've been down a rabbit hole, and so.
I've always said this, that every individual is different. Every golf swing is different.
Absolutely.
You're not going to find 2 golf swings that are identical. You're not.
You're absolutely right. And some have some tendencies that may not be technically good, and something that I really work towards is finding things that maybe I just don't touch. Maybe I just let them be, because that's, what they do and what they do well. Think of, a Scotty Scheffler. I mean, there's a lot of things in that golf
Jim
swing
Furyk.
that some teachers would have easily have taught out.
Yeah.
And then it's like Jim Furyk, exactly. It's like, so it's like, if you would have gone and changed all those things, would they have had the careers that they have? I'm not sure.
Yeah, Scheffler's got a green jacket.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got a green jacket. His is a little bit more prestigious, and a little greener. He's also got over several $1 million in the bank account too, because he's got a runner-up in the U.S. Open as well.
Right.
Favorite golf course you've ever played?
It's got to be somewhere. One of the golf courses, any of the golf courses abandoned. Just it's such a cool, such a cool place. I mean, it's. I was telling somebody the other day, it's the only place that when I left property, for the next, went about a year ago, for, periodically every few days, I think about, man, when can I go back?
Yeah.
And fortunately we're going back in March, and we got a little guys trip out there again. But it's just like, if you get a chance to go, no, don't pass it up. It'd be the coolest experience, no matter the weather. I remember the first day we played, and it was pumping wind and raining, and we had about 20 of us, and just, we were all playing back to back and crossing holes or whatever, and everybody's just laughing and having a great time. Most times guys would be like, let's head in. I'm done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just like, it's just such a cool place and environment. Like, you just don't care. Like, There's not a care in the world. It's like just getting away from everything.
Fantasy foursome. Who would be in Patrick Sullivan's fantasy foursome? You, three other golfers, living or deceased.
Ooh, you definitely put me on the spot here on this one. Obviously my dad would be in that. Just somebody that introduced me to the game. I think I would like to have, maybe like a Ben Hogan, because I just want to, I'm not in that generation that was, he was, I think he passed away. Obviously I was born when he passed away, but I just kind of want to see what all the hype was about. I want to see him hit balls and see what other people saw. I think that would be awesome. And then I think somebody like like an Alistair McKenzie or a Donald Ross or somebody like that. Like, architecture is something I really love, and just want to see like what they were thinking back in the day, and and especially put them in a modern day. It's like, what do they think about what golf now and what it is, and just to hear their thoughts on it. They may hate it. They may be like, well, and kind of
that would be cool.
Yeah. And just to kind of see, and hear what they do.
Yeah.
What
that
would
be cool. That would be cool. Patrick, thanks so much for the time.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks for having me.
This is Thomas Blackman with Blackman Auctions. The economy is changing slowly but surely. The market is slowing down in a gradual slide. Not an emergency yet, the sky is not falling, but a change is coming. When times are good, auctions make buyers compete to buy at the highest market value. When the economy gets tough, auctions force buyers to make a purchase decision. Either way, auctions get the highest return for a seller and a strong deal for a buyer. With an experienced auction company, it's a simple process. Go to blackmanauctions.com for more information. Since 1938, better auctions are Blackman Auctions.
With all the decisions you need to make about what to do in El Dorado, finding a place to stay is an easy one. The Haywood is uniquely positioned to make your stay one to treasure. Located in the historic Union Square district of El Dorado, the Haywood offers luxurious accommodations that feature contemporary, colorful rooms with high-quality bedding, comfortable baths with walk-in showers, and a spacious workspace with stylish plantation shutters that are unique additions to the stunning decor in a non-smoking environment. Make the Haywood your home away from home the next time you visit El Dorado.
That will do it for this edition of From the Shortgrass. Before we go, I want to thank Blackman Auctions. Since 1938, better auctions have always been Blackman Auctions. Go see Thomas and the gang. You can find them on the web, blackmanauctions.com. They do auctions right. Since 1938, better auctions have always been Blackman Auctions. Thanks to Patrick Sullivan for taking the time and sitting down with me. And remember, when you find your ball mark on the green, fix it and a couple of more. And I hope to see you from the Shortgrass.
You've been listening to From the Short Grass, a weekly podcast dedicated to the game of golf. This has been a presentation of the Buzz Radio Network.